Hello everybody, wanted to show off my arcade unit and what Hyperspin is all about. If you guys don't know what Hyperspin is, it is a front loader to your arcade system that runs emulators. So if you don't know what emulators are, and I'm not going to go into depth into these, you can go search anywhere on the internet. Let me go down to the file, emulators. For any arcade system or home gaming system that you want. They're spread out through here. They have different names, so you might not understand them. PC launchers, again, for your PC. Nestopias for the NES. They're very easy to find. Go on to Google. Just search in emulator, whatever you want. If you want the Sega Genesis, type that in, and then you could find ROMs, which are the games. It's easy to just download it into a folder and play them. But what Hyperspin does, and let's load Hyperspin. This is the introduction of Hyperspin. What it does is makes the emulators look beautiful. I like to say beautiful because it really does. This is just awesome. It's again the front end of the arcade. So let me hit enter. So again, it's the front end, as you can see. Let me hit up and down really quick. These are the main games. These are arcade games that you'd find at a golf and stuff. You guys probably don't know what a golf and stuff. Any arcade that you went to as a kid, these are the arcade games. And what Hyperspin does, again, it shows video. As you can see, this is the video. Let me go into the main. And it shows off video for every game, almost every game. The MAME actually set up pretty good, and it's got his own artwork and own design for every game. And if you look down on the bottom left, it says, you know, when the game came out. This is 1985. Cop 01. I've never even heard of this before. Cops and Robbers. Let's go to some more games here. Let's find some games that we know. And in the main area that I have, the arcade game, it's crazy cool. There's, I think, I'm guessing like 7,000 games. That's I guess a rip-off to Donkey Kong, of course. Cruising USA. This was a fun kind of a game. Arcade game, stole all your quarters. I love this game, Crystal Castle. This was a great game, 1983 Atari, Crystal Castles. So as you can see, every single game has its own artwork. Let me go down to another game that we know. Danny Sullivan's Indie Heat. And that was the one with the, I think it had steering wheels on the arcade game. Keep going down, I'm in the D's. Keep going down. Here's Defender. This is an old game in the arcade, 1980. So, I mean, it's just beautiful how this is all set up. So I'm going to go over some of the games that we have. Let's exit this and go back out. This is called the Wheel, this thing right here. It's called the Wheel. And it showcases, these are all the different systems that it has. So again, this is the arcade for, this is MAME for any arcade game. This is Cave. I think this is a Japanese system. And if we go into it, yeah, definitely Japanese, as you can see. Whoa. Muchi Muchi. A lot of the Cave games are these types of fighter games like this, like 1942, 1943 for the Nintendo. Some of these I'm going to go over really quick. I'm not going to go over mostly the games. It's going to be mostly about the systems. This is arcade emulator. I'm not going to go into show off every single game, but these are just Atari classics that are the main games, but they were set out in different categories. For just Atari games, these are Capcom games. Let's go into this one really quick. As you can see, like Marvel vs. Capcom. Video loads for every single game. Mega Man, and you got a bunch in here just for the Capcom. So exit that. Data East Classics. Again, all of these are in the main wheel, but these are just separated so they're easy to find. Konami. You've got The Simpsons, you've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you've got Contra that are in there. Midway classics like Mortal Kombat, the Namco classics. Yeah, like Pac-Man and this racing game, I'm not sure what it is. Nintendo classics. Let's go into this one really quick. Nintendo. Yeah, this is that Play Choice arcade that was on the Nintendo. Duck Hunt, Excite Bike, Gauntlet. And these all have their own separate videos and artwork. Every part of the wheel, Golf, Hellfire, Hogan's Alley, Mario Brothers. Great game in the arcade. Let's go out. Sega classics. Probably your Sonic and whatever. Sega actually made a lot of arcade games. SNK classics. So now we're moving to the Neo Geo. We could jump into this wheel. And if you scroll down, it's just got a ton of stuff. Baseball Stars, great game. Actually, the original's great on the Nintendo. Go back out to the wheel. We've got more games. We got shotgun games. I don't have a gun yet, but you can actually set this up to a gun. And the guns run about $100 for a good one, so I haven't got one yet. Zinc system, which I haven't played this one yet. I'm not sure exactly what type of games are on this. You've got the Homebrew channel, which this channel is really awesome. Doesn't have a ton of games in here, but it's got Donkey Kong, Jr., and just a lot of fun games. A lot of fighting games like this one, Double Dragon. A lot of fighting games. There's a lot of Street Fighter games, Mortal Kombat on this system. And there's Galaga, one of the best games ever. Galaga. Back out. Sega Video Game System. The STV. The Sega M2. If we go into that. Some of these don't have a ton of games in them. Some of these have tons of games in them. So this one doesn't have a lot. I'm just scrolling down the wheel. Virtual Cop 2. The shooting game. Virtual Fighter 2. And again, keep going down. I don't want to pay attention to most of the games because this is going to be a long video. So let's go to the next one. The Model 3. Naomi. This is Japanese. I think these are mostly fighting games that are in here. Autonomous Wave is, I believe, Japanese also. More fighting games. The Triforce. These are the driving games. I think there's actually only a couple games in here, but it's got a couple Mario Kart games and that F-Zero game. Pac-Man. This was separated to its own part of the wheel, and it has a ton of just different Pac-Man games on it. A lot of clones. A lot of them are really good. This one, which I've never played, but it's that new Pac-Man Championship Edition DX that came out. The CP2 Capcom. More Capcom games. The Namco System 32.
2 laps to go!
I think driving games and a few other fighting games are on this. The X-Board, which is the Japanese system. The Tato Type X, which I haven't gotten into this wheel yet, so I'm not sure exactly what's on here. Video of it. You can actually set up your PC games, and which I haven't done yet, but there's actually some in here. There's some really cool ones that they've been loaded on already. The Angry Video Game Nerd game. What else is on here? DuckTales. You've got Fix It Felix. You have Halo. Don't remember that being an arcade game. You've got Mega Man Unlimited. Just a few of them. You've got PC fighting games, Mortal Kombat, a lot of, again, fighting games that are in there. GOG.com. We're going to start getting into a lot of the older stuff now, older systems. Fallout 2, Duke Nukem. The Mugen, which is a Japanese system again. This is a system I haven't got into. What was that? Open Bore. I don't know how to pronounce that. That Tauhao project? I think that's what it is. I could be completely wrong. I'm guessing there's shooters and fighters in there. This one is a guy that makes games. He kind of his own little homebrew games. Changes games around, I guess. Let's go into this. Let's see what it looks like. Welcome to the adventure! Can't remember if this guy was. I believe he's overseas, but a lot of these probably don't have good videos. Whatever. Thousand games. Android games. You can actually play the games that are on your Android phone. There's a ton in there. Your PopCap game. Big Fish games. Jump into the wheel, and as you can see, all the artwork. You just scroll down for all these games. Shows a video. I don't think I've ever played any of these, but lots of different games. Back out to the wheel. There's DOSBox. Tons of games for the original DOS. These actually do show the videos too. So you can tell the artwork on the right for the wheel. They all look the same. It just has the name. These are old games. Look at this tennis game. See if there's video for it. Maybe not. Some of them are screenshots. And as you can see, I'm just in the A's. Let me scroll down. How many games there are. I'm still in the A's now. I'm in the B's. C's? No? C's? A lot of DOS games are on. A lot. And a lot of the stuff on the wheel actually has tons of games. I'll show you in a minute some of these. Scum VM. Older game. Now let's get into systems. Home gaming systems. Atari 2600. Let's go into the wheel. Now when you jump into the wheel, it will go to a different letter. It doesn't start off with just A. You can actually go to them. That is starting with the numbers, so it'll go to A. I can jump down and go to like D and scroll down. And it's got the artwork, it's got the box, although that wasn't the original box. But it's got every 2600 game available. It's got every Atari 5200 game. 7800. The Jaguar, which actually, I don't think many of these games work, if any at all. There's not a good emulator out there. The Jaguar CD, same for this one. There's not a good emulator out there that can emulate the ROMs. So most of those don't work. You've got ColecoVision. Again, all the games for the ColecoVision. And television. I had that system as a kid. I think I had about 40 games. A couple really good ones. Odyssey 2. Vectrex. You can actually play all the games. This is, I love this one. So great. Daphne. Dragon's Lair. A lot of these games that are the ones that are the motion ones where you have to go left, right, up or down, hit a button at the right time. But love Dragon's Lair. That was a great game in the arcade. American Laser games. There's actually Laserdisc games. I believe these are Laserdisc. Again, it's got the videos for all the games. Action Max system. Console hacks. This thing is awesome. So if you're a fan of the Nintendo, If you're a fan of Game Boy, Super Nintendo, Genesis, these are all the hacks. Not all the hacks. These are a lot of hacks. These don't have videos, but they're hacks of the original games. Adventure Island 3. Let's go to there's a lot of good ones in here. Bomberman, that's for Game Boy. Bugs Bunny, Crazy Castle. Who cares about that? Castlevania. Look at all the Castlevania ones. Blood and Moon. This one's for Nintendo. Bloody Adventures. Castlevania Chorus of the Mysteries for Nintendo. Orchestra of Despair. A lot of different ones. Overflow Darkness. And as you can see, look at all the Castlevania ones. Castlevania 2. Which one is that? Simon's Quest. That's some sort of a hack of that game. Resurrection. Castlevania 3. A lot of Castlevania ones. Let's go down. Chrono Trigger. Contra. Which is Super Contra 2. All the hacks that people have made. They're on here also. Where's DuckTales 2? DuckTales 2. And it goes on and on. There's some really good stuff. Final Fantasy. This is one of the game systems of the wheel that I like to play a lot. There's some really great games in here. Look at all the Mega Man games that are in here. Roll Chan, Mega Man 2 Deluxe, Exile. Look at all the Mega Man, just the 2 ones. Gray Zone. So that's a great part of the wheel that I love. The console hacks. Now let's get into Nintendo and Devil's World, Dick Tracy, and when the video comes up, it's got again the year, the maker of the game, the name of the game, and the video of the game. A lot of them have what the carts used to look like, and the actual cart on the bottom right hand side. And as you can tell, they're all here. Every Nintendo game, as I scroll down, it just goes on and on and on. It's got all its own artwork. And I can just keep going and going. Now again, this is the front end. This is Hyperspin, which is the front end loader. I'm actually not playing the games. If I wanted to play one of the games, I would just hit the start button and it would go into the file where the game's at, the ROM, and load it and give you a separate screen. But I'm not going to go into that because that's pretty easy to do, is for you just to download one of the ROMs in an emulator and play it. I just want to show you how beautiful Hyperspin is. So again, this is Nintendo, and I mean, I could do just videos of each different part of the wheel, and it would take me forever. You got the Famicom, and tons of games for the Famicom. Again, I can just scroll down. I haven't gotten into this part of the wheel, but I definitely want to play a lot of these. I've never really played a Famicom game before. What's Donald Land? Huh. That's the Famicom? The VSX? Not sure exactly what that is, but that's a Mario game. Oh, this is the Nintendo Super Famicom, okay. I was looking at the top left, not over at the right of the system. So we've got tons of games for that. You've got the Sufami Turbo, whatever that is. You got regular Super Nintendo, and again, just like the Nintendo, you've got all of the games in here, and they run great. Almost every system, every console that's on this runs beautifully. It runs almost exactly like playing the original game. I know a lot of people don't like emulators, but this thing is awesome. I mean, when you could just have all your games in one spot. Now, I'm not sure exactly how many games are on this system or on this computer that I have, but I'm going to say 50 to 70,000 easily games. So that's Super Nintendo. You've got Super Famicom. All the games with that. The Super Akan, I think it is. I believe this is some sort of a Nintendo-based system. Japanese. The Technos. You've got the Game Boy, and every game for the Game Boy. You've got Game Boy Color, Super Game Boy, Game Boy Advance. You've got the Virtual Boy. Not many games for the Virtual Boy. but you can play it if you want to. That's actually one of the best games, the Wario one. Nintendo 64. I play this with an Xbox controller. So some of these systems I play with the Xbox controller. Some of them I play with the keyboard, mostly some of the PC games. And then I actually have an arcade stick, a 2-player arcade stick with 8 buttons on it. And on here is, again, just about every Nintendo 64 game. They all run great. Most of them, I believe, have video. Some of the wheels on here, the systems, the consoles, some of the videos don't work, but most of them do. So you've got all of the Nintendo 64 games. Nintendo 64 HD or DD, which is a very rare system. Not many games in there. Nintendo GameCube and all of the games. You've got Nintendo DS. I haven't gotten into these yet, so I'm not sure how it works if you need the actual little pointer stick and touch the screen. But you've got all of the DS games. Nintendo Wii. This one's pretty cool because you've got, as you can see on the wheel, it looks like the box for the games, and the game CD rotates. I think almost all of them rotate. The ones that don't, I believe the games might not work, but there's not video for these games. It's just the artwork for the game and the actual CD. So if you scroll down, there's just about every single Wii game, which we know there's tons and tons of those. Really good game. Well, I don't know if that's a good game or not. You've got light gun games for the Wii. You've got WiiWare. A lot of great games in there. You guys know the system. You guys know all the games that are here. Some more of the old systems. Sega, the CG-1000. The SC-3000. Sega Master System, and all of the games for it. Sega Mark III. Sega Genesis. Go into this one. As you can see, it looks like the case, and the cart for each game is on here. Scroll down. All the games look great.
Second baseman.
It's really awesome just being able to kind of scroll through, and instead of having to load every game, you can just see the video to see what it looks like. Troy Aikman football, a lot of sports games for the Genesis. They really overdid it, I think, but some of them were actually really good. Let's go out. Sega Pico. Sega CD, which is a great system. 32X. 32, the Mega Drive 32X. The Sega Saturn. All the games. The Japanese Sega Saturn. We've got the Dreamcast. This is a great system, especially for the arcade unit that I have, because this is really an arcade console. Here. You've got the PC Engine. PC Engine CD-ROM. The PCFX. The Super Graphics. You got TurboGrafx 16. Great system. If you go into that, you can see tons of games. Oh. There's Bonks Adventure. There's Bonks Adventure. Was that the first one? Or second one? Oh, Bonks Revenge, sorry. And there's Bonks 3. Great system. TurboGrafx CD. Neo Geo system. Neo Geo CD. So as you can see, just tons and tons of consoles. Neo Geo Pocket. Probably not one you want to play a lot. Neo Geo Pocket Color. The 3DO. Great system. The Philips CD.
Today you're watching TV and this guy says...
It's CDI, friends, the next generation.
We've got the PlayStation and tons of games. This one kind of goes on forever. Actually, not all the games are on here because there's just so many. A lot of the kind of crappy games, the games that were never really ever good, were not added to this because it would just take up too much of the hard drive. But you got them all the big games. Let's go find a big game. Oh, there's a good one, right? Fighting game. Great system. You got same thing with the PlayStation 2. Tons and tons of games. They all play great. The PSP Mini. PSP Portable. You got pinball games. These are actually pinball games that look exactly like a pinball game. And if you have your arcade system set up with the buttons on the left and the right side of your cabinet, these can be really fun to play. Just go through a couple. It's exactly what the pinball game would look like. Oh, of course, the Pinhouse one doesn't work, the video. But just because the video doesn't work doesn't mean the game doesn't work. Most of the game should work. So pretty cool. There's actually a couple parts of little consoles or parts of the wheel that are pinball. So that was, what was that one? Future Pinball. There's Visual Pinball. There's Pinball Arcade. Pinball FX. Okay, I'm gonna go through some of these pretty quick, just because these are a lot of older systems. Some of these you probably wouldn't play. Matters kind of what age you are, I guess. But again, the graphics aren't great. If you're not an older guy like me, I was born in the 70s, but kid of the 80s, you probably wouldn't be playing these. So the VIC-20, the Amiga CD32, the CD-TV. The Creative Vision, Apple II, Atari 8-bit, Atari ST, FM Pound, whatever that is, Sharp X68000, Sinclair Coupe, the Amstrad, the GX4000, Arcadia 2001. A lot of these are just, as you can see, they're old systems. I'm gonna go through them really quick here. I'm sure my video is getting a little long. MSX2, Pioneer. Oh, this is maybe the, no, is this the Laserdisc? Can't remember if these are the Laserdisc games. The Casio, the PV1000, Aquarius, old system, the Philips VG5000, Pac-Man clone right there, RCA Studio 2. Graphics are pretty amazing. Channel F, Fairchild, Video Computer VC4000. A lot of these kind of look like Atari clones. The Astrocade, Dice. There's Flash games, a little more up to date. Tons of Flash games. Atari Lynx, GP32, don't know what that is. Game.com, handheld game, the Wonder Swan, horrible handheld, Wonder Swan Color, Adventure Vision, the Cassette Vision. These are actually cassettes. Play games. electronic baseball. Those are actually, there's only 3 of them, as you can see. Electronic baseball 2 and 3, and the original. Just kind of fun to play if that was your thing. Pokemon Mini. The Pocket Station. Now again, probably wouldn't play most of these. I probably wouldn't play a lot of the last ones that I've shown, but they're on here, and if you ever want to dive into them, you can. You could just say you got them. You can hook up your Steam account to here.
Ain't so simple with this one.
And this just again loads.
Now here's a kid whose whole world got all twisted.
Clean out all your games.
Yes, she said to me, she knew I wanted to be.
These are all the Rock Band games that they have. I haven't set up a guitar yet. I don't know how hard that is, but that'd be fun. At parties, I guess you could say. Ultra Star Deluxe. If you download songs, you can play them. You can play slot machine. A lot of different slot machines. Almost done. There's an arcade music channel. There's jukebox. If you download your music or set up your music, I'm not sure exactly how that works. You can get Pandora, Windows Media Center. I'm not going to go through a lot of these. Hulu, Netflix, Kodi Media Center, Plex, the CD or C display. I'm not sure exactly what that is. I haven't gone into that. Digital magazines. This is actually pretty cool because if you want Nintendo Power, let me see how this works.
Loading complete.
You can actually read every single Nintendo Power. I forget how to go to the next page. Let's see. I don't think I've set this one up yet. Oh, there we go. So I can scroll down, go to the next page. It's got every single, not just Nintendo Power. As you can see, let me go down. This is the original Nintendo Power. How to play Super Mario 2. Oh, I had an error. Retro Gamer, Video Game Magazine, Game Pro, Sega Saturn Magazine. As you can see, all the magazines that are on there. Tons and tons of magazines. And just about done. What was the last one? Digital magazines. Oh, vintage commercials. This one's pretty cool. Someone in with this. Let's go in here. They added
Get the power to move with the
old commercials you can go into.
The most realistic jumps.
Watch them. Just kind of a little cool thing that was added on this wheel.
Like for sure, totally. And
Again, it's not a console. It's not a video game you play, but just commercials. And there's tons and tons of them. So altogether, there's like 135 game consoles, whether it's arcade or it's a home gaming console. Paperboy. And we're back to MAME, which is mostly the one I play. I play this on Nintendo. But that's Hyperspin. If that's something you want to build, it's a lot of work. I actually bought it off somebody. I can maybe put it down in the link, down in the credits down below, in the comments down below. I did pay a lot of money for this. Maybe you can do it for $200 to $400 for a hard drive. And just add it onto your computer. I actually bought a whole new computer just for this because I wanted everything to work great. It's worth it in the long run. I have so much fun. My kids love playing it. Yeah, it's great. I don't know what else to say. It's Hyperspin. It's every arcade game in your house, wherever you want it. Anyway, that was a long video, but I want to show it off. Hope you guys liked the video. If you did, give it a like.